Hi, my name's Rebecca Gibson and I'm the founder of the clothing label for babies and toddlers, Bubble Love, and I'm also the designer. And I'm also the founder and CEO of Bubble Loves and Me. A quick explanation, this is a startup business. What I'm doing here is very raw. It's not scripted. I don't have a huge film crew. I'm filming this off my iPad. And this is the beginning of an adventure. What this video blog will do will explain to you the adventure, the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, and the goals that I have for my business. So first of all, I'll give you a quick rundown about what my two businesses are. The first is the clothing label for babies and toddlers. The clothing is made out of extremely high quality material that's designed to stretch and get a great deal of longevity out of. I'm not talking that you're going to get a great deal of longevity out of having your baby in it. I'm talking about generations to come. This is how superior the material is. The designs are to fit children or babies and toddlers for 6 to 12 months. The reason why I started this was because I was sick and tired of spending money on clothing for my child. She's now 18 months. That she would wear twice, maybe 3 times, and it's not going to fit her again. I'm sick and tired of zippers. I'm sick and tired of studs. I'm sick and tired of buttons. I'm sick and tired of... this sounds terrible. I'm sick and tired of accidentally getting her skin caught in zippers when she's struggling with me and she doesn't want to get dressed. I'm sick and tired of cheap clothing that has studs that fall out and pierce her skin. I'm sick and tired of her picking out buttons and pulling them off and putting them in her mouth. So the clothing line is zipper free, stud free, button free. You will get 6 to 12 months out of one outfit for your child because of the kind of material that I've used, which is also beechwood mixed with cotton. It's beautiful material. I'm still in the startup stage for this. Patterns are getting done. And then the manufacturing will be done, and I'll get to the manufacturing later, which is part of my purpose and my goal for my business. The second part of my business, so far, I have many plans for product that I'll have available under Bubba Loves and Me, which will include children's books, which will have a character, Bubba Loves, who incidentally is the nickname for my gorgeous girl who's 18 months. I've called her Bubble Love since I was pregnant with her, and hence the reason for my business, which is like another child to me. And there'll be meditation CDs to help babies sleep, because I was one of those mummies that was blessed with a baby who was, I think she thinks she was allergic to sleep. She was very adverse to sleep. She was adverse to day naps. She still is. It's very exhausting. But anyway, I digress. You mummies out there watching this, you'll totally understand. Okay, so I think I also need to explain that I prefer this raw method at the moment. Maybe later on I'll be a bit more polished, but at this stage I'm a mum. I'm starting out, and the real reason, the main reason why I started business was because I had my gorgeous girl who I was told that it was never going to happen. I was told that I was never going to get pregnant, and she's here. And then after 20 years in a very hard career, I decided after having her I didn't want to return to that kind of work, and I wanted to go into business for a multitude of reasons. I need income, I want to stay at home with her, and I wanted to teach her a lot of lessons about going for her dreams, achieving what she wants to, doing whatever she likes, and the kind of dreams where I help people now at a global level. It used to be one-on-one, so I'll explain that. Growing up, I always wanted, disclaimer here, I was a bit of an odd child. I always wanted to be able to help people. I wanted to be able to stop people from suffering. So with the very odd little brain that I had when I was growing up, I wanted to know what made murderers and pedophiles tick. I wanted to know whether or not we could find something in children that gave us an indication of what they were going to be like when they were older, and would they hurt people. So one thing led to another, and I ended up becoming a registered nurse. I specialised in forensic mental health, and I went into correctional centres. And for 10 years, I did mental health assessments on inmates, general population inmates. Then, after 10 years of that, I went into psychiatric hospitals and then got pregnant with my child, Bubba Loves, and decided I did not want to return to that work. I did not want to return to that work for a multitude of reasons, but I did not want that negativity around her, and I didn't want her to think that you had to work your guts out and you had to work extremely hard in order to just survive week to week on a paycheck and be miserable while you were doing it. Since I've had her, I've discovered that's not the case. You don't need to be like that. So, part of my business was, one, making these clothes because I was getting extremely frustrated with the amount of money that I was spending on clothing that wasn't good quality. And another part of the business being the books. I want to spread moral messages to children about all sorts of topics in today's existence that we weren't discussed as when we were children. And I want them to grow up in a world that's a kinder place. I don't want my child to be living in a place full of negativity. I don't want my child living in a place full of violence. I don't want my child living in a place where she's afraid to walk down the street because of what may happen to her. So I'm on a mission to start with kids, like I thought years and years and years ago growing up. I'm going to start with the children, teaching them to spread kindness, teaching them to spread love, teaching them to have self-worth, teaching them to give worth to other people, teaching them that violence isn't the answer. This is the kind of world that I want for her, and this is what will be happening with my business. The other part of my Bubba Loves and Me business is life and mindset coaching. I think after 20 years of being a mental health nurse, working with people when they've been at their absolute rock bottom, and the kind of people who couldn't see a future beyond what was happening with them in their present, but I coached them out of that. I brought them to the light, so to speak, so they could see that life would be much better. Now I want to work with the kind of clients that are women just like me, who had all these dreams and aspirations that they didn't think that they could live, and then all of a sudden get to an age where they think, what am I doing with my life? This can't be just it. There has to be more to this. I should be able to earn money doing something that I love. I should be able to provide for my family and still be in a good mood and be loving and not have to take out my frustrations on everybody around me because I'm not happy in my circumstances. So these are the kinds of women that I love coaching. I'm the kind of life and mindset coach that isn't going to just skim across the surface. I don't want to just talk about things that are going on with you that you want to change now. I want to get right down to the core of your foundations of who you are as a person, why your life has gone the way it has so far, what your dreams are, and what you're going to do to change your life around so you're living a life of abundance and a holistic abundance. I'm not just talking about finance. I'm talking about good health, good finances, good relationships, good connection with people, amazing friendships, the kind of life where you just start attracting so many wonderful people and experiences into your life, and you wake up every day so excited about what could possibly happen today. Sure, it's not all roses and sunshine. It's not. I mean, we as mums know that. We've got screaming children. We've got children who can be demanding. There's 100,000 things that we need to do in amongst trying to do things for ourselves and in amongst the self-care. But it's not as hard as we think once we change our mindset. So if the clothing is coming, that's still in the startup stage. The life coaching, if you're interested, can start straight away. And you need to understand that I'm the kind of person who will get right down to extreme foundations and the real rawity of who you are as a person. Because I've been a psychiatric nurse for 20 years. So if you really, really want to find out who you are as a person, if you really want to work through all those negative things about you that you don't like and you want to reach the positive things, if you want to reach that kind of mindset where you feel so wonderful about yourself and that you love yourself as a person, then I'm the person for you. I can absolutely get you to that stage. I'm living proof of it. I have gone from working in the darkest of darkest places with people who have been in the darkest of darkest spaces in their lives. And now here I am. I have this beautiful child that doctors told me wasn't going to exist. I'm with my best friend. I have a wonderful life. I have amazing friends. This was not the case for me. I have spent a lot of years going through a lot of trauma. And this is not the life that you have to live. So if you're looking for a life coach that's going to pull you out of a rut, frankly, then I'm the girl for you. So I just briefly want to talk about my why and purpose and my goal and my mission for my business. My why obviously is my family. My why is I want to serve, which I've done my whole entire career. My why is that I want to help people, which I've done my entire career. I used to think that I could do it one-on-one, and I tried very hard with some very dark people to change their life around one-on-one. And now I want something bigger. I don't want to do one-on-one anymore. I want to do something globally. So what will be happening with the business? The clothing will be manufactured in conjunction with a charity called Be a Hero. They save Cambodian women and children from sex slave human trafficking. They pay them a full wage. This isn't the kind of manufacturing that is sweatshops. There are no children. Nobody's under 18. Everything's ethical and above board. Eventually what will happen with Bubba Loves My Clothing label is I will have my own factories and I will be employing women that have been saved from human trafficking and the sex slave trade industry. I'm very passionate about that. I've spent 10 years of my career assessing sex offenders and pedophiles, and I feel that my biggest contribution and the biggest difference that I can make is uplifting and empowering and validating women and children that have, I don't want to say the word victims, that have won the fight and won the battle of living through this. They're the kind of women and children that I want to help, and that's what will be happening with the business. They're the goals for the business. So I've learnt my purpose in life is that I had to do the hard yards to be able to get to this stage where I can help people on a global scale, basically. And people may be watching this thinking it's a startup, but that's it. It is a startup, and everybody has to start from somewhere. And let me tell you, I will absolutely achieve what it is that I want to achieve. I will be helping those women and children. This is something that I will be doing. People will hear my message and my words far and wide. This will reach everybody that it needs to reach. So, I guess to sum it up, in my raw, unscripted video blog, the first one from my website, that I'm a little bit concerned about because everybody else seems so polished and I'm not. I just want to tell you that I'm on a mission. I will be helping women and children. This will be happening. I will be doing it through a clothing line, I will be doing it through children's books, and I will be doing it through life coaching. So if you're interested in life and mindset coaching with me and you want to get really deep and gritty into your life and who you are as a person, because the darker you get, the better you build your foundations, the more success that you will have and the greater your achievements. I want you to step into your great